Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are getting really specific. We're diving into the Am Ryker's Vehicle Stability System, or VSS.
Yep.
And our mission here is simple: to give you the real-world strategies and, the actual fixes to keep your ride performing the way it should.
And honestly, Ryker owners face two big headaches with this system. First, you get these systemic fault codes, especially that C0063, that trigger the infamous limp mode.
Right.
And second, if you're trying to ride hard, the traction control system, the TCS, just keeps cutting in, interrupting the experience.
And getting that reliable solution, it's not just one thing, is it?
Not at all. It demands both really meticulous maintenance and a smarter operational strategy when you're actually out riding.
And that urgency with limp mode is very real. I mean, the system caps your performance immediately. Your engine is limited to what, 5,240 RPM max?
That's the ceiling. You can hold the throttle wide open and it won't make a difference. You are drastically limited.
Okay, so let's unpack how the VSS decides to intervene in the first place. I saw this interesting technical term in the notes: delta. What is that discrepancy it's looking for?
It's the vehicle control module, the VCM, and it's looking for that delta or disagreement, usually between the yaw rate sensor and the steering angle sensor.
So it has an expectation of what the bike should be doing.
Exactly. It expects your inputs to match the vehicle's dynamics. If you slide the bike too far outside what the mode you've selected allows, it steps in.
And that's the key operational insight right there, is that unwanted intervention is often just being in the wrong mode.
That's it. Standard and eco modes, they have the highest safety net, so the TCS is going to be highly restrictive.
So for a more spirited rider, what's the real difference when you step up that calibration to, say, sport mode?
Oh, it's a massive difference. On the Ryker 900, sport mode is specifically calibrated for that kind of riding. It elevates the intervention thresholds significantly,
Allowing for more flip.
way more. The sources actually note it allows for significantly more rear wheel spin and even a limited drifting experience.
And then rally mode on the Rally Edition is the next level up.
That's the least restrictive setting from the factory, yeah. It operates by optimizing the SS input to actually allow the operator to perform controlled drifts.
Which means your inputs still matter a lot. Things like smooth throttle and active body positioning, they help keep those sensors within that wider, more tolerant range.
Precisely. Okay, let's shift focus to preventing the systemic faults that actually cause limp mode. The source material points to two root causes: mechanical instability and electrical instability.
Let's start with C0063. That's the mechanical fault, and it's often linked to actual slop in the steering column.
You got it. So C0063 isn't a sensor failing. It's the yaw and steering angle sensors basically fighting because of physical play in the steering column. It's confusing their inputs.
They're getting conflicting data.
And that mechanical play, it's often traced back to production variability in the front wheel alignment.
Okay, so there's an official fix for this.
There is, and you need to know the specifics. It's BRP Quality Bulletin 2024-12. It mandates replacing the steering thrust bearings with the steering update kit. That's part number 219-800-0513.
And that's not all, is it?
Nope. After that, you must get a professional wheel alignment and have the steering angle sensor zeroed out using the dealer's BUDS software.
All right, that's mechanical. What about the electrical fault, C006C?
That one points to VCM voltage failure, and the system is extremely sensitive.
How sensitive are we talking?
If your voltage dips below 13 volts or spikes above 14.7 volts while the engine is running, even for a moment, the VCM can trigger C006C.
And things like high draw accessories are often the culprit.
They're a common cause, for sure. They introduce electrical noise or load spikes that the system just can't handle.
So what if limp mode does happen when you're out on the road? We saw a note about a field recovery tip.
Yeah, there's a temporary fix. You disconnect the positive battery terminal for about 15 minutes.
Okay, and after you reconnect, the advice is to drive straight at full throttle. Why is that?
That full throttle run is key. It basically floods the VCM with clean, consistent data steering, straight, steady speed. It allows the system to quickly reacquire its parameters and clear the fault.
But we have to stress that's just a temporary patch.
It is absolutely not a permanent solution.
Right.
The responsible path forward is that proactive maintenance, addressing the root causes, and just using the factory performance modes correctly, not trying to disable the system.
And this is where it gets really interesting for a final thought. Disabling the VSS, that voids your warranty, obviously.
Of course.
But the sources also make it clear it exposes you to some severe legal liability, maybe even insurance denial, if you get into an accident.
It's a critical safety system.
So it raises a pretty powerful question for you to think about. How do you, the rider, balance that desire for maximum performance control with the foundational legal requirement to keep these safety-critical systems working on a public road?